YouTube. I'm gonna open it for. I'm gonna quit the practice session, and we'll have people join us. I think we have a lot of people waiting in the waiting room.
This is not the best lighting in the. That's all right, but
Okay,
you're good.
It's good enough.
You look happy.
So I'm moving
I would
it.
tell you if you didn't.
Good luck for everyone.
Thank you. We got it, Mickey.
Thank you, Mickey.
We're pros. Don't worry, we got it. That's lighting in.
Hello, everyone who's just joining us. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. You can put like in the chat where you're from, and we can shout it out. We're very excited about this webinar. I think this is our 5th webinar, and today we have a great topic that can really encourage people to actually become more professional in the scanning, but also help other people. Until we get all the people aboard, you can put in the chat where you're from. We can definitely shout it out.
We got Texas and Cambridge so far.
Cambridge. If you just join us, good afternoon. I think it's like noon at Eastern time, but it's morning for the West Coast. I hope everyone is safe if you're in the LA area. And until we get everyone on board, you can just put in the chat where you're from. See, from Illinois, Alberta, Washington State, from Dallas, Texas.
Somebody likes your accent, Mickey. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Israel. I'm from Tel Aviv. But I love this time of day. The office is it's completely empty. Everything is quiet. It's 7 p.m. in Israel. We have people from Maine, and we have a lot of people joining us. So we'll give it another, it's not even noon. So we'll give it another like 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll.
These are the early birds. They jumped out.
Oh, there's somebody else from Charlotte.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, in Chicago. It's got to be cold. It was freezing here this morning. It's so cold.
People from Maine, from California, it's morning.
Ecuador, South Africa, South America. That's amazing.
Ecuador.
We had just a new person from Brazil join the other day, the photo managers.
Boston, 9 a.m., Modesto, California. Hope you're all okay there. St. Louis, Missouri, Montreal, Kansas City.
Alaska.
Alaska.
Prince Edward Island.
Everybody's saying it's cold. If you're from Alaska, we're all going, it's freezing down here.
Robin is from, I visited Prince Edward Island this summer for the first time. What a beautiful, that's a beautiful place.
Okay. So I see it's noon, Eastern time, 7 p.m. here in Israel, 9 a.m. in the West Coast, and 10 a.m. Mountain time. Yeah, I think we'll give it another 20, 25 seconds, half a minute. I still see people joining us. If you just join us, just put in the chat where you're from. It's freezing in Cape Cod. I truly believe you. You are all muted. Yes. Someone asking in the chat if you're muted. Yes. In webinar mode, everyone is muted except the host, but feel free to put in the chat or any questions that you guys have. You can just lay back and relax and just listen to the webinar. We got some great content for you. Yeah, so I think we definitely can start. People joining us will just join my quick intro, and then we'll just kick it off. So hi everyone, and good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're from. My name is Mickey Atir. I'm the CMO for PhotoMine for almost 9 years now. And I'm also very happy to say Happy New Year for everyone and happy new resolution. Our heart is with the people in LA. We see on television the horrible fires that are there. So everyone, I hope you guys are safe, and you're in our hearts. And I hope everything's okay. So we are delighted to have you join us as we kick off 2025 with an exciting opportunity to turn your passion for photos into a rewarding career, maybe. This session is hosted by Cathi Nelson, and we also have Kimberly with us, the CEO and co-founder of the Photo Managers, which is a global network of professionals that dedicated to helping families organize, digitize, preserve, and share their cherished memories. With over, I think it's 700, but maybe it's more close to like 1,000 people, maybe. I don't know, Cathi will will get me on that later. Members worldwide, and we meet a lot of those, and they're amazing people. And Cathi is a pioneer in this growing field, and she's excited to share her expertise with you all today. While PhotoMine is a powerful, user-friendly app designed to help individuals to digitize and organize their photos, the Photo Managers is a professional network and resource hub for those looking to build a career in the photo management. Please note that the PhotoMine and the Photo Managers are two separate entities. We are not connected to the Photo Managers in any way, except allowing them to have this stage to present the Photo Manager to you guys. We encourage you to stay for the entire webinar and ask Cathi and Kimberly any questions you may have for clarity or guidance in this process. I guess it's not for everyone, but whoever is interesting, feel free to put all your questions in the chat and also follow up with Cathi or Kimberly post the webinar. As always, we are thrilled to share an exclusive Amazon sale of becoming more professional using PhotoMine. So if you don't know, we have an Amazon store with accessories to help you in the scanning process. For people who attend this webinar, we gave 30% off the PhotoMine products with the coupon code 30PhotoMine. I'll put it in the chat. We also like to invite you, and I'll also put it in the chat, to our upcoming webinar. It will be on February 19th, which will deal about how to create beautiful photo books. Very exciting. We get a lot of questions for that on our support email. And lastly, regarding asking questions, so all the questions can be asked either in the chat or in the Q&A section. So the Q&A will be easier for us to monitor and give you like direct answer. But you can also put it in the chat if it's easier for you. We will try to answer, me, Mary, and Kimberly, all your questions during the webinar. Anything that we'll think is relevant for everyone, we will point out for Cathi or Kimberly to answer live, but it will be at the end of their presentation. Yeah, I try to do it quick, but not fast enough so you can understand. Yeah, definitely we can dive in, and I'll hand it out to Cathi. Please, Cathi, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mickey. Yes, welcome everybody. I love seeing, and this webinar will be about 30, 45 minutes tops. So again, please ask your questions. I love seeing people from all over the world. We actually have members worldwide, as Mickey mentioned. We are a professional organization of people that help families and businesses that are completely overwhelmed with all their photos. And so we're going to answer a lot of your questions that we know you have today, such as who hires a photo manager? What are the most popular services a photo manager offers? How in the world can I organize someone else's photos when my own photos aren't organized? How do I find clients? How do I know how much to charge? How the photo managers can support you. Plus, as a bonus that is new that we just added, and you'll see here there, Kimberly Melton is joining us from Visual First Media. She watched a similar webinar in the spring of 2020. Actually, she saw me. It was a photo. We've been great partners with the with PhotoMine for many years. We have partners with lots of different companies because as photo organizers or professionals, we use the services of many different companies. And so we offer a lot of different training webinars. And so Kimberly became a member and joined. And so I realized, oh, I need to have Kimberly share a little bit about her story. So she's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she will be sharing a little bit in a few minutes about her experience as a professional photo manager. So we're happy to answer all the questions that you have. Mary just went off camera, but she works for me, and she's probably in the coldest place of all of us. She's up in northern North Dakota, and she works for the photo managers. So, so thank you again, Mickey. And let me jump in and get started. I'm going to share my screen, and I always turn off my video just because it makes it easier for me. And then we're going to go into, oops, slideshow mode. Okay, here we go. Ready. So my name, again, is Cathi Nelson. I'm the CEO and founder of the Photo Managers, and I'm the author of 2 books, Photo Organizing Made Easy, going from overwhelmed to overjoyed, and a business roadmap for professional photo managers. But most importantly, I'm really passionate about helping people tell their family stories through their photos, videos, and meaningful keepsake items. Before we talk any further, though, I want to root us in the why this is so important. Why is there a need for professional photo managers? And why would you even be considering organizing your own photos or doing this as a business, right? I often tell people that the idea of organizing photos is like watching paint dry. It's not very exciting sounding, but that's not the why. The why is because in each of those photos is a story, it's a memory, it's a connection, it's a feeling, it's historical information, and so much more. We take photos and videos to tell the stories of our lives. We save our kids' artwork, baby's first shoes, a favorite blanket, your grandmother's favorite teapot, right? Because they connect us to our history, our family, and our memories. But today, we just have way too many. We have way too many printed photos, slides, and negatives from the past, trapped in fading albums or boxes and bins. We have old home movies on formats that we can't view any longer. Like, how many of you have a VCR or a camcorder? And our digital collections are just a mess. No one wants to weed through all those photos to find the few that matter. And that's the work of professional photo managers do for their clients and for families and businesses, and you can do for yourself. So just to give you a little glimmer into job security, here are some statistics that just came out at the end of the year here. This is by Mark Maddock Bros of Photo Tutorial. All of humanity takes 5.3 billion photos every day. Can you imagine that? Every day, or 61,400 every second. That's about 1.94 trillion in 2024. Again, those numbers are staggering, right? And they can quickly become meaningless. But if you ask people what's the one thing they'd be most upset about losing in a flood or a fire or a data crash, it's going to be their photos. Not the 5.3 billion photos, but the few that showcase the stories of their lives. And again, as Mickey mentioned, our hearts are just broken for those in LA. And on the national news last night, there were firefighters who, as a house was burning down, just grabbed the boxes of photos and put it out on the road, and knew that, that's the one thing maybe they could help save for the family. So not to overstress this, but really it just highlights why this is so important. So I put this presentation together, obviously long before the fires, and we've seen this happen over and over again throughout the world these days. So what series of photos, videos, or letters would you be most upset about losing? Here's an example of how photo managers bring photo memories back to light. This is just a story of my family in 2 photos, just one small story, right? The photo on the left is my husband and his family. Every summer, his parents would load them up in an old station wagon without AC or seat belts and pull a travel to see the different national parks in U.S. states. We did the same thing 35 years later. And the third generation now, the grandchildren of the little kids on the left, are doing the same. So when we help families organize their photo collections, it's these types of stories and traditions that we're looking to uncover. In fact, my favorite quote that sums up the work of photo management is from Ursula Le Guin. She says, "There have been great societies that did not have the wheel, but no societies that didn't tell stories." We are a people of stories. We're wired to tell stories as human beings, right? And today, the way we tell stories, ever since somebody put a camera in our hands, is through our photos and videos and keepsake items. That's why this is so important. So now I mentioned I wanted to bring on Kimberly. She's going to share a little bit about her story, and then I'm going to talk to you more, answer all those questions that we know that you have. She is the owner of Visual Story Media. Here's how you can reach her. So Kimberly, welcome, and please tell us a little bit about your background and how you found us through PhotoMine.
Thanks so much, Cathi. I have been using PhotoMine for quite some time at this point, and I received an email from PhotoMine saying, "Hey, would you like to join this seminar? It's about shooting photos, and it's about this company called the Photo Managers." And I said, it sounds interesting. And I heard Cathi talk, and I said, "Oh my God, I could do that! Like, that is so cool." And I'd been using PhotoMine to copy photos from my family's history, from my grandmother, when I would go visit my aunt, etc. And so I called Cathi, and we set up a meeting, and I asked her a bunch of questions, and then decided this is definitely something that I wanted to do. And I joined July 28th of 2020. and haven't stopped since. I have a very successful photo management business, and a lot of you might be thinking, well, what's a photo manager business? Well, what I do a little bit of everything. Every photo manager is different. Some people don't like to shoot photos. They like to scan them. Some people don't like slides. Some people do photo books. I do everything because I'm a little crazy and I like to do everything, and it makes it more interesting. So I do slideshows for people. I do photo books for people. I digitize their photos. I help them put together what we call a project or a collection. And what I help people understand is how to organize. I do one-on-one trainings with people or coach them, like meet once a month and give them deadlines. So I just like to work with people because I love photography. I love genealogy and helping people with that. I started in 4th grade with my grandmother, and she and I worked together on genealogy till she passed at 95. So I'm very, very, very fortunate with that, and look forward to answering y'all's questions and being able to support. And I haven't used PhotoMine very often since I became a photo manager, but I will tell you one story that's very important. I needed to go to an archive at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and I needed to copy some photos for a documentary we were doing on someone. They won't let you take those photos out of the archive, but you can look at them and do whatever you want. So we got permission, and I used my PhotoMine and I shot, God, I bet it's over 100 photos of these photos so that I could take them out of the archive. And it was wonderful, and we were able to use them, and it was just a great experience. I've also had a client who wanted to go visit her aunt, and her aunt would not allow those photos out of the house, and she wanted copies of them. Again, guess who I recommended? PhotoMine, because they're such a great company. So highly recommend it, and highly recommend the photo managers. And what I love, and I know Cathy's going to talk about this later, is the different aspects of the photo managers that you may want to do. Photo managers in training, and then up to a full-time photo manager. So lots of possibilities, and I look forward to answering your questions either in the chat or in the Q&A.
All right. Well, thank you, Kimberly. Yeah. So here's a person who started a business, and Kimberly, it's been coming up on 5 years now. And I think you said you're busy through, you have clients backed up all the way through March, right?
I think March. Yeah. But, one of the things about this, when you do your photos, there's always time. So if I can help anybody, I just love to help and talk with people and give them encouragement for their projects.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Kimberly. So, all right, let's go on here. So as you're thinking about this, I came up with a quiz that could help you decide if this is something that's really for you, or if you just want to get your own photos organized first. So here's a quiz. I'll read, just answer true or false. Just take a little piece of paper or just think in your head. My photos aren't organized yet, but I'm excited to start a business helping others. True or false? I'm focused on getting my own photos organized right now, and I don't know if I want to do a business to help others. I already own a business. Maybe I want to expand my services. I need guidance. Like, how do I price myself? How do I do this? Question 4, I want to earn meaningful and creative income, whether part-time or full-time, helping others with their photos and memories. 5, I'd like to fully understand what I'm offering before I confidently talk about my services to potential clients. 6, I'm the kind of person who, once I commit to something, I dive in. I want to know it all, and I don't like waiting. 7, I'm overwhelmed by the variety of photo storage options out there, like iCloud, Google, Amazon, Dropbox, and I'd like to figure out what is best for me and then maybe for other people. I'm the kind of person who's curious about technology and but it sometimes can frustrate me. But I like learning and researching solutions online and asking for help when needed. Or last of all, I have a busy schedule and I'm deciding whether to focus on organizing my own photos first before I even think about helping anybody else. So if your answers were mostly true, you're a perfect fit to consider joining our professional community and being like Kimberly, doing this as a business. But if your answers were false, then maybe our photo manager and training program would be the best place for you. If they were maybe, you don't know yet, we'll kind of hopefully answer those questions here. The good news is, whichever decision you make, if you do decide to become a member of the photo managers, you can upgrade at any level, and we will prorate membership. So you're not penalized if you make a decision and you decide this wasn't the right fit for you. We will help take care of that for you. So now I'm going to talk about the different levels of membership and then answer those questions that we know that many of you have. So our photo manager in training was designed for people. We had a lot of people. We've been around for 16 years, so we're not new. And we have, like Mickey mentioned, we have over 700 members worldwide. We have an amazing group in Europe. In fact, I noticed somebody here is here from the Netherlands. We had our second Europe meetup group in the Netherlands last October. I think they'll be in Switzerland. We have members in South America. We have members in I thought somebody from South Africa. Lots of members mostly in the US and Canada as well. And we noticed, though, that many members were joining because they want to get their own photos organized first. And they kind of overwhelmed by all the training that we do about actually having a business. So last year, we started a new program called Photo Manager in Training. And it's 1 year, and you get access to our on-demand courses on how to organize printed and digital photos. You get monthly email prompts to kind of keep you going. We have skill building webinars that you can listen to. You can connect with other people who are in the same place that you are. We give you exclusive discounts on lots of products, companies that we work with. You can save on if you want to come to our virtual in-person conference. That's an opportunity that you can do. And the cost for that is just $329 for the year. And you can always renew again as a discount, because we're noticing this year a lot of people are renewing. So a year can go by really quickly. And so that is what is called Photo Manager in Training. So that's if you want to just get your own photos organized, you want to dip your toe in the water, and you really want some help around everything from digital and printed photos. This is a great opportunity for you. Now, if you were the person that said, maybe I'm interested in this professional level, I'm going to talk about those two levels in just a second. But I want you to know this is our mission statement. The Photo Managers is the global industry leader, empowering our member businesses to best serve the diverse needs of their clients. This is our advisory board, and Kimberly is actually on our advisory board. So, and then one of those members in there is she's from Australia. So again, we have international and Canada. We have our advisory board is made up of members throughout the US and throughout the world, and they are a wonderful group to help us lead the photo managers, help me lead the photo managers. Now, I know you have those questions about how much can you earn? What do people actually do? And the good news is that we did a survey last year, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the answers to that survey, and we're actually doing this again next week. And so we'll have even deeper answers for that. Because really, in a lot of ways, this is a new profession that didn't exist. There was no such thing as professional photo organizers 15, 16 years ago, because people were just, we would go get your photos developed at your 1-hour photo lab and things, but everything has changed once the digital world really came on place. So this is, we had a 55% response rate when we did this survey. Most of our members are college educated women and older, but with more and more men joining all the time. They live, as I mentioned, in US, Canada, Europe, Australia, with other countries joining monthly. We just had a new member, like I mentioned, from Brazil. 66% of our members work their business either full or part-time, while 33% pursue it as a side gig in retirement or just, on the side. 25% of the people who answered the survey were new with less than a year in the business, while 20% had a decade of experience, telling you about this career's longevity. Like I mentioned, Kimberly, now 5 years in, right? We have many members who've been with us since the beginning. Most members report receiving 2 to 3 new clients per month, with 80% repeat business, which I think is a really great number to know about. Because guess what? You start to form a really deep relationship with your client, and they keep taking photos. Life keeps happening. A child gets married, somebody graduates from high school, somebody, an elderly parent gets diagnosed with dementia or passes away. They're going to come back to you, their photo manager, because you know their family. You have walked the walk alongside them, because when you go through a family's photo collection, you really do get to know them very well. The most requested services and the most profitable are print photo organizing and scanning, digital organizing, and photo book creation. Most projects take anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 months to complete, with 26% exceeding 20 hours. The top person demographic who hires a professional photo manager right now is predominantly women, 45 plus, though men tend to be the ones who bring in all those home movie conversions. So that's just a quick overview. And again, I'll answer questions in just a minute about, and there's a lot more details we can share if you wanted even more information than this. So let's talk for a minute about what are the advantages of joining on our professional level. We have what we call 4 core deliverables based on actually I should update 16 years of experience. That slide needs to be updated, right? It's education, it's community, it's benefits, and it's credibility. So when we talk about education, every month, nobody joins the photo manager because some people have been busy organizing their own photos, and maybe other people. For the most part, people come to us with a passion about photos, stories, and they get intrigued by this concept, right? So we have what we call our core curriculum that's included in membership. These are courses that you watch on demand when you're ready. You do not need to watch all of these classes before you start working with a client. We're going to stress that quite a bit. But we have a whole course on how you organize a client's printed photos. It's different than the way that you organize your own photos. The building blocks of digital photo organizing. How do you start a business? We have a great 12-week course that you can do in a much shorter time, but how do you know how much to charge? How do you find clients? How do you set up a website? Are you an LLC? How do you collect money? All of that. We know that those are big questions that most people have because most people haven't started a business before. We have a whole course on how do you scan photos, slides, and negatives using scanners or camera scanning, much more for high volume scanning, because the average client's going to bring you boxes, 3 to 4, 6, 7,000, 10,000 photos wouldn't be unusual. And then a whole course on printed photo organizing made easy. Every month we do monthly training webinars, and so education is just, we do so much education. But another thing, if you ask our members what they love most about the photo managers, they're probably going to tell you it's our community. We believe our philosophy is a rising tide lifts all boats, and we are collaborative, not competitive. There is way more clients than there are photo managers. And we build community through a number of different ways. We have regional meetings. So like the New England, for instance, or the Europe meetup that meet every month. They're run by volunteers. It's a great way to kind of get to know people within your geographic area. We have an amazing private Facebook group. It's like a 24-hour support hotline. Any question that you have, anything that comes up, you put it in there, and within minutes, you're going to get answers from really experienced people who can really help you. Even if a lot of times our members will put a question in there with a client. And we have monthly networking meetings. We have a great mentorship program, and everybody just helping each other achieve success. I'm really excited about this. Last year, and about 6 months ago, we had a mentoring program. It was one-on-one, but we had such a long waiting list of folks. We realized it made a lot more sense to turn it into a group mentorship program. So now we have professionals. I'm sure Kimberly is probably a mentor. I'm sure she is. Our experienced members will meet with you over 3 months. We put you in a small group of 3 to 4 other members who are in the same time zone that you are, so that you can all meet together. And then you'll work with the pro over 3 months. You'll meet 6 times. And then the goal is from there, you'll go on to continue with that little group, because it's hard to have a business by yourself. It can be really lonely, and accountability and friendships and professional friendships especially can be formed. And so we're really excited about this. It's working phenomenally well. And it's just another way that we support our members to be as successful as they want to be. Again, everybody does their business, like Kimberly mentioned, at the level that they want. So it's really up to you. And this is a great way to be connected. We also mentioned partnerships, like PhotoMine is a great partner, but we have partners with many different companies that offer significant discounts. It's kind of like being a member of AARP or something, right? So here's just a small list. It's quite extensive. And the other thing, if you're a person that likes to kind of likes technology, likes to geek out, we have a lot of opportunities for you to test new products. In fact, we have 3 members working with Mickey starting tomorrow on a product that's part of PhotoMine that the general public wouldn't need, but professional photo managers could. And so if I put out a call to members, if they want to test a new product, it's amazing. Everybody loves that. And it's a great way if you enjoy that kind of thing. So there's a lot of opportunities for things like that to happen. And then last of all, I do want to mention certification, which is all around our credibility. I knew when I started the Photo Manager 16 years ago that working with clients' photos was very personal. In fact, I called myself a personal photo organizer. I debated personal or professional, but I went with personal because you really do get, like I mentioned, you do get to know a family really well. And so we knew right away that certification was critical and a strong code of ethics. So we are now launching our new certification program. This is just starting in February. But we first introduced it in 2013. We updated it in 2018. This year, then this is teaching you best practices. This year, our new certification will be best practices in printed photo organizing, digital photo organizing, scanning, video conversion, project management, business development. So again, that might feel like a lot to you right now, but it's going to be something that's really important. Once you go through the certification, you'll be given a badge, and you will then be able to be listed on our search directory where people can find you. And again, that code of ethics, we check your references, we do an interview with you, is really critical so that the general public knows when they're hiring a professional photo manager that you've gone through, that you have credibility. And it's really been significant in helping establish us as a real true professional organization. So what's included in professional membership? Again, it's education, it's community, it's partnership, it's the courses. The cost for that is $195 per quarter or $649 for the year. And it's renewable, and it's a great opportunity for you to, if you want to start a business, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Now, we just launched our new Professional Plus membership. Again, it's similar to like Photo Manager and Training. We kept noticing that people that really wanted to dive in right off the bat and know everything, that's that kind of person that just really is that type of personality. So we decided to put this together, and this is for people who are really committed right away to profitability. You don't, this isn't a hobby, right? You're investing in a business. You've been researching maybe other business opportunities. You're a researcher, right? You've done your homework. You understand the market potential. There's no question about proof of concept. Our members are very successful. There's more than enough business for people, and you know that you want to grow and scale a business, right? You're definitely interested, and you don't like taking your time. You want to shorten your learning curve. Then this opportunity could be for you. What's included in this level is a course called DPO Pro. It's the only deep dive digital photo organizing product on the market, where it shows you how to organize digital photos using 3 of the top programs on the market. One's called Photo Mechanic, Apple Photos, and Adobe Lightroom Classic. Most consumers are very unfamiliar with, especially Photo Mechanic and Adobe Lightroom Classic. But if you get it work with a client and they have, 75,000 or 100,000 digital photos, which many of them do, this course will help you understand the basic principles from start to finish of how you manage that project, and that you return to that client a beautiful digital organized photo collection. This is a course that many of our members will invest in later on as they get further into their business. You also get quarterly coaching with Caroline is a master digital photo organizer, and this is her course that we partnered with her. So it's a great opportunity for you to get that course at a significant discount. And also, we have what we call our operation bundles. To have a successful business, you're going to need standard operating procedures. You don't want to reinvent the wheel every time a new client comes, or, you're going to need contracts, all of those things. That's all also included in this level of membership. So this one is a significantly bigger investment. But you're still saving $975 if you had done this individually. It's $1,479 for the year. Then you'll drop back down to our regular $649 a year membership. So this is kind of like the person who wants everything. You just know you're going to dive right in. So that is that. But honestly, our overall mission is to help you achieve the results that you want, right? Do you want an organized photo collection for your family and friends? Photo Manager and Training. Are you ready to start a business and earn income? Join the Photo Managers. You're the person who wants to scale right away? Consider our Pro Plus. Our mission is to help you wherever you are in this process. And we know this isn't for everybody. So again, that's why we're going to be happy to answer all your questions in just a minute here. And but one last thing, if you're watching this already on YouTube, then you're already there on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's really important. We have been building that channel, and there's an opportunity there for you to go and listen to career advice from a pro. Every month, I interview different photo managers. I've been doing that for many years. I ask the same 5 questions. How did you get started? What was your background? How did you find clients? What do you love about your business? What don't you like about your business? And how does the photo managers help you? So you can hear from real photo managers. Plus, we have lots of training videos on all sorts of different topics. So we'd love to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's a great search engine opportunity as well. And so please take a minute to do that. And last of all, because who doesn't like a special deal, right? I do. Everybody does. It's part of the world that we live in. So as a thank you for listening to us, just like Mickey has his 30% off, we have a deal as well. It expires in 7 days. If you join our Photo Manager and Training program, we will send you a free copy of my book, Photo Organizing Made Easy. If you join our professional level, you'll get our Essential Forms bundle, which are 3 practical resources that everybody needs to get started: a contract, an album process, and the scanning process. Or if you join our Professional Plus, you'll get our privacy training course for free. That's normally $199, I think, is the course if you did it on your own. It's taught by a cybersecurity expert. You will then get a badge that you're certified. Many of our members have gone through this because dealing with logging into clients' computers and things like that, there's a lot of privacy information that this is really helpful, and that's just included in your membership. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. and come back off. Start my video again, and I am ready to take questions because I'm sure that questions have come in.
Thank you so much, Cathi. That was very interesting, inspiring, encouraging. I think if I had more time, I will definitely become a photo manager. I love photo. My grandfather was a photographer, and we inherited, I think, thousands of photos that I need to scan one day. I want to add to that.
We need to get a photo manager to come and get you to scan all those photos for you.
At PhotoMine, a few years ago, we tried a pilot in Israel, which we had a scan at home service. So we took like people that we sent troops of like people to help people to scan photos using DSLR cameras. And I think what was interesting about it is not only scanning the photos, but to hear the stories about the photos. So it's not only about the chore of and like the work and the profession of scanning and organizing. It's to get to know a story and help other people to cherish their memories and bring back those memories that are stuck in attics or boxes or old albums. And I wanted to add to that also, as you mentioned, that Photoman really helps you to do that on your mobile phone. So we like focus everything about trying to make it as easy as possible to scan photos, slides, and negatives. And as Kimberly mentioned, it's much easier to scan with your phone, like photos that you cannot take out from any album or any place. But we are working on some like more professional tools for people who wish to scan with a DSLR and maybe switch it then and use the PhotoMine features. So it will be cropping or enhancement or rotation or invert from film into positive. So a lot of ways. I think two things that I found interesting in the question section was one, there was a lot of information. So is there a way to share the presentation like with the people here so they can review it?
Sure, I can send I can download the slides in my script if they want and send it. Otherwise, they could re-listen to it. But or hopefully with AI, it's probably capturing the recording is
also
probably
being live recorded on YouTube, so everyone can see the recording at YouTube, and you will get the link for the recording tomorrow. And another question: if someone wants to start, and have more questions, how can they approach you in terms of getting more information, like one-on-one?
Yeah, so they can so you can send an email to support@thephotomanagers.com and we'll send you a link. You can set up a call with me if there's more questions that I know that we know that there's always more questions. So we're happy to answer those questions. And we actually on our YouTube channel as well. I think somebody mentioned that the link didn't work. So Mary, maybe you want to drop that link in
Yes,
there.
I just put it back in the chat again.
But there's questions coming in. Do you want to, Mary, or read some of those questions and I'll answer some of these as we go along now?
Sure. One of the questions we were asked was, how do you charge customers?
I know that's always the big question, right? So the first thing we want you to think about, and then Kimberly, you can jump in a minute, is that this is a service-based business. So we always recommend that you research what does the average hourly fee of a service provider in your area charge. It's going to vary where you live, but when I mean service providers, I mean professional residential organizers who do offer decluttering, or a bookkeeper, or a massage therapist, or today, I mean, dog sitters, right, is a big thing. Some people have pets, but we live in a service-based business world. People hire people to do things they don't have time to do anymore. We're all just tapped out. So there's going to be anywhere from probably a low of $55, $60 in a more rural area to probably $150 or so an hour. We want you to set your rate there because when you have to think now that say if you set your rate at $100, that includes the time you're taking to watch the videos to learn. You've got to be paying yourself for that time. And then a lot of times we talk about package pricing, per scanning pricing, and things like that. So we do a lot of training on that, but that's where you're going to want to start to think about in terms of a set point. Kimberly, any thoughts that you would add to that?
I think you answered it really well. It really just depends on a lot of factors with each client that you have. And also how fast, as you grow and your knowledge, you can work faster and faster. And that certainly does help. But I know, one thing that you taught me that very first conversation we have is one step at a time. And so we had someone in the questions asking about what camera do you use? Well, maybe you use the camera you have. I mean, I know the very first DSLR that I had, this iPhone that I have shoots 100 times better photos. So, you take one step at a time, you figure out what your budget will be. I remember I chose camera scanning versus scanning because I thought, well, if this business doesn't work out, at least I've got a good camera. So it just depends. Now I love my camera and I'm glad but I do both camera and regular scanning.
Barb, I just see a question too, estimating time. So we recommend that you start to time yourself. That's the first thing that we do. Start, get a shoebox of photos, scan a shoebox of photos. If you're doing digital organizing, you're going to set a timer. You're going to start, and that's going to be the biggest, that's where the community is so helpful because everybody helps each other with that question. And you'll start to understand how long it's going to take. There's a learning curve for like every business. So you're not the first, you're going to undercharge and you're going to put in more hours for somebody than you meant to, but you're going to learn from that experience and we're here to help along the way. All right. What else do we have there, Mary?
Okay. There was someone that was asking about copyright issues, especially when creating videos for people.
Yeah, so that's part of our best practices. Copyright is a very important issue. We recommend like if you come across professional photographers, your best practice is to contact the photographer for permission to scan those photos. Music and things like that. We talk a lot about, copyright music. There's, so we address that all the time and it's something we take very seriously.
Another question we had was, how do you manage client expectations from the onset, the quality, types of photos, et cetera?
You want me to answer that one, Cathi?
Go ahead. Yeah, you go.
I meet with every client and we set up expectations from the very beginning. Some clients, for instance, I have a client right now who only wants her slides scanned. That's all she wants. She doesn't want anything else to do. I also have another client who has over 6,000 photos and she wants what we call tags or keywords applied to each photo, any of the years that I want. She wants to put them in archival boxes. I'm going to make a photo album for her. I mean, so every client wants something different and you have to do what, you have to curtail and do what you can do for them to make sure that the outcome that they want is what they get.
We also provide, as part of a membership benefit too, something called a client needs analysis. We know it's a pretty extensive copy and paste that you can eventually create for yourself in the way that you want, but it's like, what are the questions you should ask a client? And, so you definitely do an intake interview with the client to make sure that you're setting the right expectations. We also, as part of our certification and training, we know that you should be in touch with your client on a regular basis, whether it's through text messaging. We believe in surprise and delight. So if you're scanning on 6,000 photos and you come across an amazing photo, maybe with a person with their grandmother that, especially slides, they've never seen them, how wonderful it is to send that in a little frame and surprise them, or send them a little text message like, hey, I thought you'd be really excited to see that. We talk a lot about that. So you're building a relationship. That's why the repeat client is so important. This is one job that our members always say, it's the one job that their clients always cry when at the end of the project, because they're so overwhelmed with gratitude for the work that's been done for them. And that's all in that client expectations and just, we believe in over above surprise and delight and take the, over delivering is really important.
I can also add that when you are having that first meeting with them, you cannot assume they understand the possibilities. So for instance, tagging and keywording, some people go, what is that? And then you say, well, the photo can contain this information. I will use the story with Photomine. When I was before I actually became a photo manager and I was at someone else's house tagging my aunt's albums, I was able to say, who is this? And type it in immediately, because a month from then, if I looked at that photo, I'm not going to remember it was Aunt Mildred who was born in 1910. So it's understanding your clients' expectations, and it's also training your clients to understand what the possibilities are. You don't want to take these slides back and put them in a cardboard box. You have to put them in archival quality, those types of things. And they'll go, really? Oh, I'm so grateful you told me that. Those types of things.
I also want to answer a quick question. I'm seeing some of the questions coming too, and I know we run out of time so quickly. There's always so many questions, but somebody asked about they don't see themselves as creative. Is this the right business? We have the same saying. We say, do what you love and outsource the rest. What we mean by that is you're a project manager. So many of our members, like Kimberly said, oh, I like to do it all. She's unique that way. Some of our members they don't want to make photo books. They don't feel like they're creative. It's not something enjoyable to them. What's great about the organization is that lots of our members have teamed up. So I know my son actually does this full time as a business. He lives, and on his website, he doesn't like doing digital photo organizing. He works with Madison, who's in Florida. He's in Connecticut. And he tells his client, I have my associate will do your digital photo organizing, and he outsources it to Madison. They have worked out at a referral fee. Madison does all the digital photo organizing. Joshua is the project manager, but he doesn't want to do that piece. He also would not make photo books if somebody wanted a photo book. He might outsource that to Kimberly. Kimberly would work out the financial arrangement with him. So hopefully that's a helpful answer to that.
And then also, Linda has said, hey, I have limited space. Well, really, you only want to work with one, maybe two clients at a time, depending on what you're doing. So the space can be as big or as small as you have, depending on the client. And if it's too big, then you can always refer to another client, which some people do. I know some people in Boston, photo managers in Boston, and one of the photo managers specializes in certain things, and the other photo managers refer to her because she specializes in this one area. So that might answer Linda's question.
Another question we had was someone who's not really in a place to start their own business. And we're asking if, there would be opportunities to assist managers in organizing rather than doing all the aspects of the business themselves. So I wasn't sure if you would want to elaborate a little bit.
We do get those questions a lot. It depends on where you are geographically. And then, the best way I would recommend in a way to do that is to, if you go to our directory at thephotomanagers.com and find a pro, and then you can put in like the state, or, maybe find somebody near you, feel free to reach out and just say that you're, they have. So as our members become more successful, those that are interested in building a real business do start to hire people, subcontractors to do some of the work. But we try to facilitate those relationships as best we can, but that's really between you and the professional. Everybody is an independent business owner. So I just want to make sure that the photo managers, we're like a trade association. You don't report to us. You don't, we don't know your numbers unless you answer our surveys. You are an individual business owner. This is not a franchise. It's not direct sales. We don't get any commission on any of your work. The only income we earn is through our association fees. So.
I can answer a couple of.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Meg.
I was just going to say, go ahead, Kimberly. Go ahead.
A couple of the questions real quick was, how do I get my DVD turned into photos? Those digital photos are on a CD or DVD. They're both already digital, and you can purchase a very inexpensive piece of equipment from Amazon, or B&H Photo is also fabulous. They have incredible customer service, and be able to transfer those, and they're already digitized, so that's super helpful. And then there was one right next to that one. Do you address creating videos for people with music? That's part of one of the courses that you have an opportunity to take. There are multiple courses that you can, even as not a non-photo manager, we have incredible courses that you can take on how to do different things. And that's one of them.
Another question we had was somebody's asking if they started with PMIT or a photo manager in training and they wanted to maybe upgrade later. They wanted to know if that $329 would apply towards their fee.
Yes, it does. We do not double charge you. We have a spreadsheet so that we know that at where you are in, if it's day 78, what the prorated rate would be. So you're not going to be penalized for deciding that you wanted to do photo manager and training first. We will prorate your membership for all levels. So, and we also offer a 30-day money back guarantee. I think a handful of people have, gotten their money back because they realized it wasn't right for them. So we're really not interested in, taking your money, and we really want this to be a long-term relationship, and that we're passionate about what we do. This is really meaningful work. So we really want to make sure that you're successful, even if it's just getting your own photos safe before a fire or so. Oh, what else?
Are you also offering editing or restoration services? Some photo managers do. I offer both. It just depends on what the client needs. And then if we don't offer it, we tend to know a photo manager who does.
Okay.
I think you answered most of the questions. I'm sure there's a lot more that could be answered. So I will send an email to everyone who attended, and also the people who couldn't be here today, with all the information. So if you have a link to the presentation, Cathi, you can share it with me, and I'll put it in the email. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you a link to the.
Very interesting. And as I said in the beginning, the photo managers are so nice, and they're doing, amazing work of helping people. It's not only like a profession, it's really helping people to scan, digitize, and find old memories and bring them back to life as we do at PhotoMine. So we do it on your mobile phone, but if you want to take it one step forward, and have a big collection that you don't wish to scan with your phone, so definitely a photo manager is something that you can definitely get involved in. Yeah, it was amazing. It was great. We got a lot of questions, a lot of people. We'll definitely share all the information through all our channels. And we'll see you in our next webinar on February, post-Valentine.
Yeah, we every 6 to 8 weeks, right? We will be bringing you, professional photo managers are actually doing a lot of those webinars. So the one on digital photo books is Shauna. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Shauna from, she's Canadian, and she'll be talking to you. So she focuses on digital photo books. So it'll be a great opportunity as well for you to hear from other photo managers and learn about how they become experts in their areas. So thank you,
Nice.
everybody. I really appreciate it. We love, again, email us support at the photo managers. We'd love to have you join us and become part of our organization. And thank you so much for your time today.
And
Thank
you can do
Cathi.
this.
Thanks for
Good luck with
doing
your
it.
projects.
Have a nice day, everyone. And if you live
Thank you.
in the LA area, stay safe. Our hearts is with you.